Hello again, and for today, we're going to be delving into the Shills. And why am I doing a specifically shill video, even though I've done videos on shills in the past? Well, for some reason that may have talked about here and there before, the Shills really love Disney's Star Wars. And there are a multitude of reasons that I have dug into as far as that is concerned. So we're going to get into that right now. The big one, of course, is for access. Now, people shill for Disney Star Wars specifically so that they can get access inside the Walt Disney Company. And this obviously extends across all Disney properties, but when it comes to Disney Star Wars, it's kind of the big risk taker for Disney, quote unquote, because unlike Marvel, Disney Star Wars is now fighting an uphill battle to regain the hearts and minds of the fandom. And, if the Disney Star Wars shill likes it, it doesn't really say anything anymore. But when it was important, or when it was helpful, like around the time of Force Awakens to get everyone on the hype train, oh man, there are so many fucking people that were just like, oh, I love it, even though certain other points in this video got in the way. And one of those other points is a blinding hatred of the prequels. Now, there are a lot of celebrity shills who have made public statements about how much they hate the prequels. Two that come to mind are Brian Posehn and Patton Oswalt, famed comedians. And Patton Oswalt, I remember, right before The Force Awakens came out, went on Conan and said how much he loved that movie. And he has that really famous bit called, about if he had a time travel device, he would go back in time to 1993 and kill George Lucas with a shovel, which, oh, fuck, man. Is that what happened to your wife? Ooh, real dark. And Brian Posehn obviously has the bit where he talks about going to see the Star Wars prequels and how he thinks that in the third one he'll get locked up in a room full of fans, and it'll just be a dude in a Greedo mask coming on everybody. And it's childish, it's lame. But at the same time, the red letter media guys who are not shills totally stake their career on hating the prequels. And now that these sequels have come out and are really, really worse, they are having a hard time still saying, yeah, I hate the prequels more. And so I wonder what the fuck will happen in 7 days, man. 7 days. And then there are the other people who just love the Disney movies and say they hate the prequels. So, again, this blinding hatred to the Star Wars prequels has essentially misdirected everyone from how bad the fucking Disney movies are. And so that's that point. Let's move on to the alignment with the shills politics. Now, I've seen this specifically with people like Movie Bob and Patrick H. Willems, that because Disney Star Wars showcases some progressive politics, that they'll totally get on board with a dog shit movie like The Last Jedi. And for me, if a film aligned with my politics, but it was still bad, I would still have to say it's bad, there's so many of those cringy conservative movies that are just fucking awful, specifically anything made by Dinesh D'Souza, that even if I were to agree with some of his points, I'd still say, yeah, you made a fucking awful documentary that's complete dog shit. So, yeah, the alignment with politics is probably the cringiest of the points before I move on. It just showcases that these people are politically driven freaks that should not be taken seriously when it comes to their assessment of media. The next point is that the Disney Star Wars films are highly inoffensive. They do not offend the sensibilities of the shill, saying if they're quote unquote racist caricatures like Jar Jar Binks or the step and fetch bots from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Again, these are just kind of blasé movies that exist and do Marvel jokes and ugh. And then the final point is that the Disney Star Wars films are incredibly manipulative when it comes to using nostalgia as a draw. And this is because, again, they're trying to evoke the quote unquote feeling of a Star Wars movie rather than just being a Star Wars movie. And this kind of shit can only, again, go so far when it comes to the normie, the average cinema goer, because you can't really get away with manipulation at the expense of a really bad story. The manipulation will only help you so far into getting people to think that your movie is excellent. And when it comes to the shills, they consistently are just elevating crap. They are elevating mediocrity. And for what? It's for their access. And this is why they want to be shills, is so that they can get things for free. And, at a certain point, you gotta really take an honest look at yourself if you're a shill and be like, am I defending garbage? Am I really defending garbage? Because, yeah, you're defending garbage. And you have been defending garbage. And it's really obvious that the garbage that you're defending is garbage. And, it's like, I don't know what to say anymore to these kinds of people. It's like why I don't really engage on Twitter, or wherever they are. It's because you people are so fucking blind to the reality of the situation, the reality on the ground, that I don't really know if I could help you anymore. You're just doing it to yourselves all the live long fucking day. And, it's like, at what point do you realize the error of your ways? At what point are you willing to acknowledge that maybe I was wrong about these movies? Because I have seen a bunch of shills go after people on the basis of disagreement that it's just so gross, man. Like, you're really going to spew hatred at fans when you yourself are just a corporate pawn? Like, can you look in a fucking mirror? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're really going to go after people who also love things that you like because they didn't like this one specific thing set in this same universe? Like, grow up. You are a fucking child. And again, you're defending multinational, multi-million and billion-dollar corporations who don't give a shit about you. They're just going to replace you with somebody else once you fucking finally see the error of your ways. So it's like, what's the point? Why don't you just starve the beast? Oh, man. So, let's start wrapping up with the Disney Star Wars shills. The specific reason, or not reason, the specific thing that I think gravitates the shill towards Disney Star Wars is because of the grandiose bigness, I'll call it, of the Star Wars brand. But again, Disney has reduced Star Wars to just being another fucking brand. It's no longer the Cadillac of brands. It's more like the great value of Star Wars. Like, I'm waiting for those fucking name brand versus great value Star Wars memes. Because, people have already turned on Star Wars pretty bad. And again, it is December 14th. We are now 6 days away from the Rise of Skywalker. The excitement that I'm feeling towards showcasing this fucking movie is now palpable, because I just can't wait to get it over at this point. It's like, can we just get it done with? Like, do we need to build this up anymore, shills? Because I think you're getting as many people who were already excited before the trailers came out that are going to turn up. And, yeah, I don't think this is going to work anymore. So to all the Disney shills who will never stop shilling until it finally no longer becomes financially in their favor to be a shill, you better tread lightly because, oh man, I think this movie is going to change the world.